let's talk about the difference, or maybe the differences between maybe our generation and our parents. So can you tell the differences between you and your parents, your generation and your parents?
The difference between me and my parents?
Yeah, of course. Your opinion.
I don't think there are a big difference. I think maybe when I was young, when I was child, I had a big difference with my my parents. But now when I get older, I think like parents. I think I look like them. I think the same with them because now I am a parent too. Yes, I don't think I have a big difference.
Yeah. Do you remember when you, especially when you were a teenager, do you remember if you, I don't know, like, argued over something about something with your parents because, they thought differently, maybe different from you, and you couldn't accept, so you argued in the past, of course.
Maybe yes.
Yeah. So what is the reason now we have the same thing with our kids, like, different generation and of course different opinion and thought, so everything is totally different, but when two generation, so sometimes actually these differences cause something like conflict, and maybe you argue, maybe I don't know, because you have different, actually we are not like-minded. So we are opposite-minded sometimes. So because of this, so they can't accept. So let me ask you now about your relationship with your kids. So I want to know if there's actually differences between your generation and your kids affect your relationship, and what do you do to deal with this actually situation to control it?
Yes, we have a difference in ideas. Yeah, for example, I want them to, or my parents want me to study hard and get a good job.
Yeah.
Yes, make a lot of money. And they think it's okay. And working for a company for someone and get money is the better than open own a known business.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
They they think we are not good enough, strong enough to run my own business.
Of course.
And or if we they were proud of me if I work in a big company for a good company. But if I were if I did another jobs like I'm a salesman, I'm a saleswoman, or
Yeah.
I working in a massage. message or working in massage.
Massage,
Yeah,
of course.
or working for a nail store, um, hair store, um, um, or to be a cook, to be a cook. They don't like, and they think I'm not successful. Maybe the thing that they thought working in a company is better than the other jobs.
Yeah, of course. It's like, let's talk about actually the life. So, our general, I'm talking about ourselves. So, people who were born between 1981 to maybe, for example, like 1995, 96. So, that's generation that we are. So, uh, I think life was totally different. Now, the way that I didn't know, we followed the rules, we treated to people, our attitude towards people, towards parents. So I think now everything is totally different. If you had a chance to live and to be like, this generation, a part of this generation, or no, our generation, which one would you prefer and would you choose? That one, our generation, or now?
Mm, I'm was born in 1978. I was
Yeah,
born in 78. Um, and I heard that who were born in 80s or 90s
yeah,
were good and excellent
yeah,
and much better than 70s. And now I heard that Gen Z,
oh, of course, Gen
yeah,
Z, of course.
Gen Z, they they are um, much much better.
Yeah,
They smarter, choose they smarter and um, creative, more creative than us. Yeah. So I think we are excellent in our days, in
yeah,
our generation. We are in each generation. We always do the best.
of course.
Yeah.
Of course, I definitely agree with you. It's like, they live in another world, like, just totally different. They're smarter and they can think about and they don't accept anything easily. They think, they decide, they have their own ideas, like, their own opinion. But, of course, it's like, I think we didn't, or maybe we tried not to have, like, I don't know why, what was the reason, but we were totally different. Maybe we were creative but we couldn't show that how creative we were. But now they can show their talent, they can show their ability, so they are really confident, I think. So on every issue, so they show really high confidence, and that's really perfect. Well, let me share the screen to see the first word. Okay, well, so our generation, we are, as you can see, people who were born between 1981 and 1996, millennials.
Millennial.
Yeah, of course, millennials. And millennials have grown up with the internet and can't imagine a world without it. Yeah, really?
Millennial had grown up with it. internet and country made the world without.
Yes, but yeah, of course. I can say that
Maybe.
I was born in 1985, and
Um,
when I was child, I'm not sure about. So at that time, so I remember that I were not allowed to use internet or, for example, phone because my parent thought that okay, that was not something essential for a kid. So I think, yeah, but now we can say maybe 19 or I don't know, 95, 1990. So I think yes, millennials have grown up with the internet and can't imagine a world without it. Actually, no one. Do you agree?
mm,
Now, no one can imagine maybe a world without internet. Do you agree?
yes.
Yeah, I think so.
You
Well,
know, let me tell you that yes, uh, 2 days ago, I forgot my phone
uh,
to the badminton club. Yes, and I cannot. I found it in my bag. I didn't see it, and I don't know, and I don't remember any phone number to call and to
yes.
have. And I felt, oh wow, why do we depend too much on the
Yeah,
phone? Yes,
absolutely.
so uh, mm, my my daughter uh, lent me her phone, and she's just come from the U.S. So
Of course.
she doesn't have any contact in contact her to my friends.
Yeah, of course.
She she didn't she couldn't help me to find anyone
Yeah,
to help me looking for the phone.
of course.
Wow.
Yeah, I know what to say. We are really, as you said, we are really dependent on. So like
Mm,
our phones, yeah, as you said, we don't memorize, we don't have any phone number, and if we lose, it's like, okay, so how can I call someone to get help? So
mm-hmm.
I don't know, it's not good, but unfortunately, we live in an era that everyone, I don't know, like is in the habit of using phone for everything. So I remember that, do you remember in the past we made lots of notes? I remember that I wrote everything. Like I had lots of papers. Now, just applications, and we only use our phones. Okay, if you want to set alarm, or I don't know if you want to make some note. So I think it's not really good, but we do this. Of course, I'm a bit older school, so I follow some
Yeah.
yeah, traditional methods.
After that, I think we have a note to write
Of
the
course.
phone number and
Yeah.
in important information here. Yeah, I think.
I do agree
Um,
with you. We need
yes.
to have a notebook to, I don't know, make some notes to have some like essential information that we need, like phone numbers. It's not good because who knows, that is technology, and maybe one day it doesn't support. So who knows? I think it's really good to have them. Well, this one, this word, pioneer. What is a person who is one of the first people to do something? So, not only a person, when we say pioneer, it's like, something is someone that is the first. So, someone who was the first that I don't know, like settle in a new area. So, that is, and or someone who is first to introduce something, to develop something. So it can refer to explorer, or I don't know, like uh, someone who, or introducer, like this. So the first person, okay, but this is as a noun, okay, and we also use it as a verb. Okay, so for example, I pioneered new techniques in teaching. It means actually the way that I used was the first way. So I can use it as a verb, but here we are using the noun. That is the first one. The first one that who introduces, who shows, who, for example, develops something or to do something. For example, could you read it, please, this one?
Millennials are the
Pioneer.
pioneers. Millennials are the pioneer of the digital age as they witness the introduction and rise of social media, instant messaging, and smartphones.
Yeah, of course. So the first people. So millennials are the pioneers of digital age, of course, as they witness. Witness means see,
Witness,
observe.
see,
Witness,
yes,
see,
let's
observe.
see.
The introduction and rise of social media. So the first one, we remember it. The first time that it was introduced and people started using, it was totally different. Instant messaging, smartphone. So we are the people who experience everything from the beginning. So because of this, we are called pioneers.
Yes.
Of course. It's good, I think. Yeah. And drawback. So drawback means disadvantage, as you can see, negative part of something. And everything can have some advantages and some disadvantages. Disadvantage like drawbacks. Conflicting viewpoints are just one of the many drawbacks when people from different generations live together. So tell me, okay, of course, now everyone. So because of this, so it's like after specific age, like maybe 18, it's better for like uh, youngsters to live without the parents. So they try to live, I don't know, to be independent and to live their lives. So do you agree with this, that, after 18, 19, it's better for children to live without their parents, or no, you think that it's better to live before marriage, it's better to live with parents?
Until now, I still think that the children should live with their parents until uh, they are 18
Of
or
course,
more. Yeah.
of course. But what do you think about this one? Conflicting viewpoints. So we think totally differently. Not always. I'm not, saying that everyone, no, every parent, no. But, normally because of this differences, two different generation have, I don't know, some problems. So what do you think? They're really teenagers, youngsters, they're rebellious, they don't accept, they don't follow, they don't want. So how, for
It,
example, as a mom, how
it
do you control?
I think it depends on the educations in a family. Yes, because I said that I told you before that I don't have a big difference with my parents, and um, it is the same with my husband family. Um, and now my children was born 2000 uh, uh, 2007. They do, and they have a viewpoint. They have a own viewpoint. They have own ideas that they share with us. I don't think we have a conflict, big conflict. It's better in maybe in other families, there are a big conflict viewpoints.
Yeah,
It
conflict.
dep yeah, there are a lot of conflicts in other families.
Yeah,
Uh, yeah, the children want to live out, live far away from their parents as soon as possible, and the parents cannot talk, um, and they feel they uh, disappointed to educate their children.
yeah,
Yes,
yeah,
but it's not happened with my family. I think it depends on the way we teach the children when they was young, they
yeah,
was children. Yeah.
yeah. When they're kids, of course. Yeah, I do agree with you. It depends on your method, the way that you use. Yeah, of course, I do agree with you. So it's like, you can be more flexible. So try to understand, try to leave their maybe, to live their condition, to understand, to know. So I do agree with you. So it's like it depends. But
Yes,
we can say that totally in society, so we have this
yes.
problems.
Mm,
And revolutionize. So that is a verb. So to complete, you know that revolution is change. Now revolutionize is to completely change something, and but in a good way. So for example, invention of the internet was a revolution in our lives,
revolution.
because it could revolutionize. So we could change everything in the best way, so in a good way. So this one, revolutionize, is a verb, and the noun is revolution, and it's like, to change something. Well, for example, when it comes to smartphones, I think, yeah, the invention of the smartphone really revolutionize our lives, the way we communicate and we access information. So that was a revolution, and it revolutionized our life, or for example, our, I don't know, our communication method. And the internet revolutionized how people around the world communicate. Yeah, of course. So sorry. Okay. Example, I think in education, online learning platforms. Yeah, I think they have revolutionized education. So it's like, everyone, everywhere can access information, can learn.
Yes.
Yeah,
Online learning platform uh, revolutionized how the student um,
of course. Revolutionize something. For example, education, the way that we study.
education.
Yeah, of course. The way that we study, or for example, education methods, of course. Well, and
Yes.
immerse. That is really important. For example, when learning English, it's really important to immerse yourself in, for example, I don't know, like in studying. It means to become completely involved in something. So when you immerse yourself in English, it means you try to have it everywhere in your daily life, in your, for example, I don't know, talking to people, using, reading. So that is immerse yourself in something is to be completely involved in something. And that is really important, especially when learning, when doing. So what do you think about this? Could you read first the example?
My parents cannot understand how I can immerse myself in study American cultures.
Yeah, of course. So it's like my parents cannot understand how can I immerse my, yeah, studying American because it's important. For example, if you decide to learn something, to be fluent, to become fluent, for example, in every language, first I need to immerse myself in actually the culture. So for example, I would like to immerse myself in the culture of your country by living there. So I learn.
I need to immerse myself
And
into
some
English.
people immerse themselves in art. So you can immerse yourself in everything. So different fields, like for example, art, painting, music, writing. Sometimes people like, you know, I don't know, nowadays we see, you know, we have lots of people, especially in social media, they immerse themselves in, I don't know, like the beauty and makeup. So to be completely involved in everything is immerse.
Yes.
Wow. And despite having different opinions, my dad is very tolerant of my ideas to renovate the house, except able to deal with something unpleasant. It's like, you know, you accept it, you wait for it, and to continue existing despite bad, like, you know, something is difficult, but you wait, you show patience, and you say it's okay, you can control, you can deal with. So that is tolerant. Yeah, of course. And it's
Able to
yeah, yeah. So for
despite
yeah,
despite despite having different opinions, my dad is very tolerant of my ideas
yeah,
to renovate the house.
yeah, of course.
Renovate the house.
Renovate, of course.
Renovate, maybe rebuild. Renovate
Renew,
is
of
rebuild
course,
the house.
repair, renew,
Renew.
of course. And the noun is tolerance. So tolerance is noun, tolerant is adjective.
Tolerance.
Yeah. And if you want to use the verb, so like that means to accept something, you can say tolerate. So tolerate, especially something unpleasant. So if you want to use the verb, tolerate is the verb. Like, you know, when you are tolerant, it's like you are open-minded, you know, accepting, open-minded. You are patient, as I told you. You are understanding. You try to understand, you try to accept, you try to show patience. And I think the key and the secret of having strong relationship and good relationship with our kids is to be tolerant. especially against, about their ideas when they have different opinions, and we need to show patience. Well, let's use them. Okay. Oh. Let's use
millennials.
millennial.
I have some friends who are millennials.
Yeah, of course.
I learned a lot from millennials.
Yeah, millennials, of course.
Pioneer. If you want to be a leader, you have to be a pioneer first. No. Because if you want to be a leader of a company, you should be one of the pioneers.
Yeah, very good. This one is better. Drawback.
In my parents' generation, the drawback was living in lack of they're living a poor condition. The drawbacks of my parents' generation was they live in a they they live in in a poor condition.
So, we can say one of drawbacks, one of the drawbacks of, for example, older generation is to live, yeah, of course, in difficult and, poor families in society. So you can say, yeah, of course. Or, for example, poverty. So you know that state of being poor is poverty. So you can use the noun.
Poverty.
Of course, poverty is one of the drawbacks of living in, for example, past, or for example, of being in from old generation maybe. So this way you can use it, of course. Yeah. The next one, revolutionize.
Revolutionize a change, completely change something so that it's much better. ChatGPT revolutionized the world, especially in social media.
Of course. Yeah, of course. ChatGPT, really. And I can say that AI.
Yes,
So
AI.
really revolutionized everything. You know, the way that people access information and use information. So I think, yeah, and ChatGPT one of them, and immerse.
If we want to be an expert, to be an expert in any area or any fields,
You'll
then we have to immerse in it.
immerse
We
ourselves in.
immerse ourselves in that field.
Very good, of course. If you want to be the best, if you want to be an expert in every field, you need to immerse yourself in that field and
Yes, yeah,
category, of course.
immerse ourselves.
And tolerant.
Um, um, although I don't like to, I don't know, tolerant.
You don't like to tolerate because this one is like to, you need verb. Verb is tolerate. Yeah.
Yeah,
So you don't like to
I
tolerate.
don't like to tolerate uh, um, to listen to her.
Yeah. So I can't, you can say I can't
I
tolerate
can't
listening. Yeah,
tolerate.
of course. Yeah. Her speech, or for example, listening to her, but I have to. Yeah.
Yeah, uh,
Yeah.
I, uh, I, I don't, um, I don't tolerate to listen to her speaking, her speak
Yeah,
or
her
her
speech.
speaking, but I
No,
have
the
to,
speech. So of course, so you can say
her speech,
I don't
her speech.
tolerate her speech. So of course, I
Uh,
don't tolerate, or I can't.
I
So
don't,
can't is better because when you say
I
you
don't,
don't, it means you don't want. But
yes,
actually, tolerance is something that you can't. I can't tolerate the way she speaks. I can't tolerate her speech. When, for example, I can tolerate when she speaks, when she talks. So this way you
yeah,
can use it. Yeah. For example, I can tolerate when my friends start talking. Some meaningless. Yeah. So tolerate is this way you can use it. Okay, well, let's watch what problems does the teacher face, but we have as like, because we don't have this video, of course, it's something else. So let's watch a video about differences between millennials and Gen Z. So let's see, and then we talk about it. Okay. One moment. Let me.
Wix.com/go/infographics to try out one of their premium plans right now. Millennials, also referred to as Generation Y, are the generational group who follow Generation X.
So millennials also referred to as Generation Y. So we're Generation Y, and then we have Z, and B for Y, we have Generation X, parents. So X, Y, and Z.
X and are typically categorized as people born between 1980 to the mid-1990s. Millennials are also sometimes referred to as echo boomers due to a major surge in birth rates in the 1980s and 90s. Generation Z, or Gen Z, is the generational group that came after the millennials, born between the mid-1990s up to the mid-2000s. Generation Z is also referred to as the I generation, iGen, or post-millennials. How do these generations compare? That's what we'll be looking at today, in this episode of the infographic show, Millennials versus Generation Z. Though these two groups sit side by side on the generation ladder, the expansion of the internet and the leaps that have been made with the digital revolution has seen them exposed to a host of different experiences.
Is it too fast or okay?
It's too fast.
Okay, so we can set the playback speed like, okay, let me see.
Add to that the influence of parents from different generations.
Okay. Oh, what's going on here? So this one is better. Okay.
And we have plenty of scope for differences in attitude and behavior. We reviewed what researchers have said, so we can bring you our list of 10 ways these generations compare and differ. Let's take a look. Number 1, attention span. Generation Z.
I'm sorry, there is something wrong. Just one moment. There is something wrong with my... Let me see. Oh. What happened? Can you see the screen now?
No.